I know y'all been waiting. All right, I did tape the game, didn't see the whole game, but I was watching it. My mom got married yesterday, so I had a wedding to go to. So shout out to everybody that congratulated me and all that stuff. Appreciate y'all, man. So shit, I might be next. You never know. But yeah, man. Let's talk about Lions, Seahawks. They lost 48-45. I seen the pick six. I seen like the first half of the game. Then all of a sudden, you know, they made a little comeback. You know, Hawkinson apparently had a very, very big game, and that, you know, and that's what happened when you evoke a point. Now a lot of anarchy is going around. It's Mason. It's a lot of anarchy going around the Lions. I mean, what did y'all expect? Y'all let Hard Knocks hype y'all up, and the proof was in the pudding. Think about that for a minute. You can't bark at the kids. the proof was in the pudding. Yeah, the proof was in the pudding, man. And at the end of the day, you know, it was just to the point where, you know, people can say, well, the offense, if the defense can do this, the offense can do this, and the special teams can do this, and the kicker can do this. Man, the Lions been like that forever, bro. Literally. When the offense is pretty good, then the defense is down. And if the offense and defense pretty good, then the special teams loses games. I remember the punter before Sam Martin, dude. He lost us a whole game at Ford Field. I can't remember who it was versus. But he lost us a whole game. A whole game he lost us. So what you got to understand too, man, they had a lot of injuries in that game. You know, you had a lot of injuries before, I think Amani Arari left the game. You had a lot of injuries before a football was snapped for week 1. I told y'all, Levi Onwuzurike was the key to this season after Jared Goff. So your three techniques, or you know, Josh Pascal, who's going to play all across the defensive line, you don't have no push up the middle. You know what I'm saying? So now when I ain't got no push up the middle, guess what? Now I can send backs out to the flat, Chip Hutchinson, Chip Charles Harris, and now I ain't got to worry about keeping the back up in the middle of the defense. Keeping the back to block, you know, anything coming up the middle, because I ain't got to worry about Aleem McNeil, Isaiah Buggs, Benito Jones, and whoever else down there. I don't have to worry about it. Then if you want to put Aiden Hutchinson in the middle of the defense, cool, I'll take that. Now he ain't on the edge. Now I can game plan around him being on the edge. It's only so much that you can do. Geno Smith was out there looking like Geno Mike Vick. And what they did was they got a Pete Carroll is a hell of a coach. He's a hell of a coach. They knew they was gonna get a ball to Rashad Penny. They knew exactly what the Lions was gonna do defensively, and we'll talk about that another day, another time. But, you know, shout out to Michael for sending me that. Another day, another time. They knew exactly what they was gonna do defensively, right? And they took advantage of it. They put them on their heels. That first drive they had, that game could have been a lot more uglier if it wasn't for the fake punt or the fake punt and all that. Then they threw, like, you know, Hawkinson like on a wheel route or something for a touchdown. That game could have been a lot uglier. I told y'all they are not close. The rebuild does not start until you get a quarterback. And also for them, the rebuild don't start until you start getting some durable people. People say, well, why did they spend money on free agency and get this? Dog, they not close. They're not close. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all let Hard Knocks hype y'all up and Dan Campbell hype y'all up. They're not close. They're not close. I hate to tell y'all that. They're not close. No matter how much y'all want them to be close, they're not. And you seen it last night. That dude Rashad Penny had almost 160 yards rushing, I think 157. Geno had 120 yards in the first quarter. It's only so much Jeff Okudah can do. Amani Arroyo out there with a back injury. No Tracy Walker on the back end. You playing with two new safeties back there. Juju Hughes, Melifanu, Deshaun Elliott. Come on. They have no camaraderie. Linebackers we already knew was sorry. Defensive line thin. You can't depend on Julian. Can't depend on Austin Bryant. So everything is falling on, Lee McNeil is just a run stopper. So everything is falling on Charles Harris and A. Hutchinson. It's only so much, they getting wore down. There's only so much they can do. On the inside, stunt, it's only so much that they can actually do, bro. And to criticize A. Hutchinson is just dumb. You go out there and you take the risk they taking out there. The offseason didn't bother me. So only time you go out there and you spend a whole bunch of money in the offseason is, when you close. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you spending a whole bunch of money for? Jared Goff, you gonna surround Jared Goff with a couple pieces? Regardless, Jared Goff is jinky, bro. If Matthew Stafford couldn't get it done, Jared Goff can't get it done. Hate to break that news to you. He threw a pick six. At the end of the day, he threw a pick six. And Lions did that shit with Stafford all the time. The difference was Stafford completed some of the comebacks. That's the difference. He completed some of the comebacks. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. He completed a couple of the comebacks. He mad the window went down. It's about to come down. This team was not close. I hate to break that to everybody. This team is not close. And I tried to tell everybody that going into this season. And Hard Knocks, kind of hyped y'all up a little bit, but nonetheless, man, I mean, once you had the injuries that they have, and they put a lot of capital into that defensive line. You think about it, they found Charles Harris, they paid Romeo Okwara, right? Lee McNeil was a third-round draft pick. Brandon Zorky was a second-round draft pick. Aiden Hutchinson was number 2 overall. Josh Pascal was a second-round pick. Keep going. Julian Okwara was a third-round pick. So think about that for a minute. That's a lot of draft capital in the defensive line. And you talk, or just capital in general. You talking about Romeo Okwara not playing. You talk about Pascal and Anazorki, the back-to-back second round picks for the last 2 drafts not playing. Come on. You wonder why they look, the defense looked the way they did. And offensively, the Seahawks off defense ain't that great. Why can't they start games the way they finished the game yesterday? Come on. Why? The Lions always had that, either they jump out quick and then, they falter at the end, or they win a close game, or they lose a heartbreaker, or they get pounded early on and then had this moral victory and come back and make it kind of close. Where's the sense of urgency before the ball is snapped? You know what I'm saying? And then if you have that sense of urgency, you have that momentum, where's that sense of urgency at the end to finish games? Where's that killer instinct to put these teams away? They not putting these teams away. You up 7-0 on Philadelphia, bro. Was it 14-0? I think it was 7-0. Had a lot of opportunities to put them away. Even with the football team, there were so many opportunities to put them away, and they failed to capitalize. So The Lions always do that. They fall behind, and then they come back and make it look like a close game. And in reality, that game wasn't close. That game wasn't close. You know, remember on The Last Dance with Michael Jordan when PJ Brown, not PJ Brown, BJ Armstrong, shout out, I can't forget the Detroit native, was talking shit to Michael Jordan, and they won game one. Charlotte stole game one, and Michael Jordan said, "Well, it's easy to talk when you up. Let's see, when you start talking when it's 0-0, then you talking big shit, And that's the Lions. It's easy to mount a comeback when the team take the foot off your gas, and then what other teams can do, what we can't do. They start to come back, and other teams can just kill it. They can say, okay, we gonna put the foot, we gonna tap into our killer instinct, and we gonna come back and end all this shit that quick. The Lions, they can never just put the foot on the gas and just kill it. So it didn't surprise me, man, when I thought about it. I seen Brown wasn't gonna play, and everybody else, Sharp wasn't gonna play. Didn't expect much. And like I said, the Seattle defense ain't a barn burner. No, it ain't a great defense. They came out with a lot of confidence. Disley with the first touchdown. They moving the ball up and down. And then it looked like the game was competitive, but it really wasn't. They've been doing that comeback shit for years, bro. And for us to, kind of like, they had the number 3 offense in the league, and that's going to be enough for them to keep Jared Goff and not draft the quarterback. Mark my words. Remember one year the Chargers had the number 1 offense and defense and missed the playoffs. True story. True story. So that's a lot of people say, well, Goff ain't the problem, and then all right, Goff gonna get a fat ass contract, and ain't shit gonna change with the Lions. The rebuild don't change until you get a quarterback. At least draft one. And people say, well, the points is he putting up points, and mark my words, and then next season he bring back, he get a new contract, and then it's gonna be they suit the defense up, and then the offense gonna fall off. Dog, I've been watching this team for 30 years, man. Over 30. I know how this game go. Mark my words. Everybody was getting excited. 9 win. I'm looking at y'all like, what y'all see that I don't see? I don't predict wins or losses. I'm just thinking like, what do y'all see that I don't? That's all I was thinking about. I'm trying to see, damn. Too many injuries, though. It's hard to evaluate. Was I shocked? I was shocked how they came out when they was putting up points so easy on the Lions. I was. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And like I said, now you can start turning to the draft. Who you got? New England next week, Miami, then Dallas maybe. And do I put a lot of this on Dan Campbell? Somebody got to be responsible. Brad Holmes also got to be responsible. Too many broken up players, dude. And people gonna probably point to that Minnesota game as being a turning point. And the fact of the matter is, he got 4 wins in 20 games? Something like that. 4-20. Hey, can't argue the facts. 4-20. Like I said before, all that rah-rah shit and all that run through a wall, shit dead. It's dead. You know, you gotta, I done heard Ryan Martinelli be the same way. Talk about being physical and pad level and being engaged and talk. At the end of the day, when them losses start to pile up, see how many supporters you got at the end of the day. But yeah, it's drive time. I think the number one thing for this season is injuries. That's the number one thing this season. Injuries. Injuries killed them this year. Before football was snapped, Pascal, Jameson Williams, Romeo Okoro, Julian Okoro got injured. You can't win like that. When you're trying to build depth, how can you build depth and build a plug and play team when all the young guys injured? You the youngest team. Think about that for a minute. You the youngest team in the NFL and one of the most injury prone teams in the NFL. How does that work? How does that work? Think about that for a minute. How does that work? You got one player, I think they say like one player over 30. They got one player over 30. And you the most broken up team in the NFL. See, he mad about it. Mr. Mason mad back there. He said, how does that work? Come on, man. He says, how does that work? But something to think about real quick. Well, check out Detroit Lions reaction playlist, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Post-game reaction playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notification. Go live or drop a video. Hit all notifications. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Peace.